Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Real Word Podcast, a place where real thoughts, real ideas, and real words come to life. I'm your host, Drew, coming from San Diego, California. This is episode number 6, so I appreciate you guys stopping by and tuning in. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. It will really help out the channel. So, let's get into it. This episode is kind of going to be a recap of my previous weekend. I wanted to get this out a little bit earlier, but the first time I tried recording it, I had some technical difficulties, and then yesterday I just wasn't really feeling it. Was kind of dealing with some personal things, dealing with my mental health and all that kind of stuff. So here we are now. Let me actually give you a little update on what's been going on. So this morning, I kind of woke up with a little bit of cold. Don't know if you can hear it in my voice or anything, but woke up sneezing and, just a little congested, a little sniffly and all that kind of stuff. So dealing with that, trying to just stay hydrated, drink a lot of water, drink some those little emergency packets, and just trying to get better for sure. And also, another pretty monumental thing happened this morning. I got laid off from my window cleaning job. So I am currently unemployed, but I haven't been working for 2.5 weeks now anyways. So now it's really time to focus on this until I find another job and start focusing on getting another job so I can gain some income, because it's been tough and I don't have much money left. So I gotta figure it out. I really gotta figure it out. But yeah, so those are a couple things that have been happening and going on, especially today. Got my coffee here. Let me have a little sip. But besides that, not much else has been going on. Like I said, I've been dealing with some mental health stuff, and it just comes and goes. Just, if you can, please go back and listen to episode number 5. It kind of breaks down some of those mental health things that I've been going through since I've been a kid. I believe that's a really important episode. Of course, there's been things left out of it. Like when I stopped recording, I was like, oh, I forgot about that. It's dealing with the mental health. I block a lot of things out. So it's hard for me to remember the timeline and a lot of details with things because I just don't really like remembering it. It's hard. And I block it out, honestly. Like a lot of my negative experiences, I just kind of tune out and block out, and I don't really think about it, and it's hard to remember sometimes. Like some things will come to my mind some days, and I'll be like, oh my gosh, I haven't thought about that in years. But when I try and focus on it, it's difficult. It's really difficult to like pinpoint details and the timeline of things. But I know the more I do this, the more I'll be sharing my experience, especially with my mental health, with my past and all that. But again, please go listen to episode number 5. It would be much appreciated. But yeah, this is the Universal Studios recap from last Saturday. Yeah, let's get into it. I left my house around 6:15 or so. Got over to my mom's house around 6:30. We packed up, left around 6:45, and started driving up to Universal Studios. We got there about 15-20 minutes before opening. Smooth process. Got in the park, and right when it opened, we headed to the Harry Potter world, Harry Potter land, whatever they call it. And we got on the main attraction ride that's in the Harry Potter world, land, whatever it is. And it was a cool ride, man. It was cool. I haven't been on on a roller coaster or an attraction ride in quite some time. And I do remember the last time I was at a theme park or something, man, the motion sickness kind of hit me. And this time was no different. It had been a few years since I've been on one, and right out the gate, this first Harry Potter ride, man, it had the big screens. It was like a motion ride, and whoo, I was feeling it. I was like, oh man, I was getting really dizzy, feeling really nauseous, but it was really cool. It was a cool ride. It was really cool graphics, and it was fun. I enjoyed it. It was a good way to start out the day, even though I was feeling a little uneasy with the stomach, but it was a fun ride. And then from there, we were just walking around. We went to the wand shop, checked that out, and then we realized that there was like a wand show, so we decided to go to that. And we were like the last group, me, my brother, my mom, and my brother's girlfriend. There was the four of us, so we were the last group piled up into that room. And it was funny when I was the last one in, and the guy was like, oh, come on in, my long-haired wizard. So that was pretty funny. And then actually, my brother's girlfriend got chosen to be the demonstrator for the wand show. So that was pretty cool. It was a quick, 10-minute thing, if that. But yeah, it was fun. It was a fun thing. The only thing I wish that they would do is if you do get chosen to be the one to do the demonstration, they should give you a little discount for the wand. Because it was $55 for a wand is a little pricey. But so she didn't end up getting the wand. We didn't end up buying one. But if they were to, give a 15-20% discount on it, I think that would be better. Especially if you were the one chosen. So I think they could fix that up a little bit. But it was a cool show. Don't get me wrong. It was fun. It was really quick and it was cool. It was cool. So after that, we were just walking around and it was still pretty early. So we decided to hit the backlot tour, and we had done that as a family years ago, probably over 10 years ago now. Yeah, it was actually 2004. We realized that it was 2004 when we were last there, and we were on the set of Meet the Fockers. So it was during that filming time. Like, my mom had a friend who worked there at Universal Studios and was able to get us on the set. Nobody was filming that day, but he was just walking us through the set and showing us things like that. But yeah, so we went on this backlot studio tour, and they definitely have changed some things since the last time we had been there. But it was cool, man. It was fun. They keep it updated. They keep it fun. And it's really interesting seeing these sets from famous big movies, and they were just, the streets are right there. So it was cool. I really enjoyed that. We got on like that. We just walked up. There was no line. It was still pretty early. I know that thing gets backed up pretty quickly. So we were able to just walk right on and started the tour. And I think it takes about 45 minutes to an hour or so. So that was a good chunk right there. But it was fun. It was cool. They have little interactive things, the earthquake, not the Transformers, the Fast and the Furious segment, and yeah, it was cool. The Big Fat Liar water rushing thing. So it was cool. It was fun. Some of the things have been there since the last time I was there, and like I said, they've definitely updated some of the attractions, as I guess is what you would say, on that tour. So It's fun. You definitely learn a lot. You definitely, are exposed to a whole different side of the park, and I definitely recommend it to anybody going to Universal Studios to definitely check it out. It's a pretty decent sized park, but there's not a lot of attractions. So you can hit basically everything in a day if you plan it out right. So we didn't hit everything. There was a couple things we just didn't really want to hit, and that's completely fine. Like, we did everything we wanted to do, honestly. So that was cool. After that tour, I believe we hit the Simpsons ride. I've been getting into the Simpsons over the last year or so. I don't go back and watch like the first season or anything like that. I don't watch its origins. If it's on, I'll watch it for sure. And it's a fun show. And their ride was like a motion ride again. A lot of their rides there are motion rides. So, but it was fun. They definitely take shots at Disney. And it was a fun experience. That's basically all I could say. It was fun. Yeah, it was a cool ride for sure. I enjoyed it. And after that, I believe went to the Jurassic World ride, and that's definitely changed and been updated since the last time we were there. Just due to the fact that they've created new Jurassic Park movies. So they had to update the ride. My mom sat it out because everybody in the line was wearing ponchos and she just wasn't wanting to get wet. And we were like, oh, you probably don't get that wet. But right when we got on, right in the beginning, kind of splashes us with water. We got a little wet, but yeah, it was cool. It was fun. It was a cool ride. It was good. And after that ride, we found my mom. She was at the Jurassic Cafe. Just kind of hung out there for a little bit while she was eating, just having conversation. And so I think from then we might have hit the Mummy ride. Something like that. But that was probably the best ride there. The Mummy. It was a really fun. It was really quick, but it was a really good, exciting ride. So definitely check that one out if you're going, because that was a good ride. Yeah, in my opinion, that was the best ride there. Like I said, we didn't hit all the attractions, but we hit the big main ones. And in my opinion, that was probably the best ride there. As far as ride, yeah, so that was cool. From then, I think we went back to the Jurassic Cafe for lunch for me, my brother, and my brother's girlfriend. And they had this bomb jackfruit plate. So they had this vegan option, and man, it was really good. It jackfruit with this maybe it was like a polenta cake or something like that, maybe a corn cake. It was something like that. And then they had rice and beans and this chimichurri sauce on it. Man, fire. It was really good. I was really surprised. But it was awesome that they had the option. So it was good. It was filling. It was met our needs, and it was cool. I personally enjoyed that food, that jackfruit plate, man. It was really good. And from then we were just walking around a little bit, and I think we headed over to the Transformers ride. Took a little bit of wait time, but hey, it was cool. We were just there, just chilling, talking. We got all the way up to the front, like right. So there was one group like waiting to be seated on the ride, and then it would be us. And right before those people got let onto their ride, I guess the ride broke down a little bit, They had to get one of the carts off of the track, so we had to wait about 10, 15, 20 minutes or so in line while they were figuring that out. And hey, it was cool. They were keeping us updated throughout the whole process. And that was much appreciated, because usually when those things happen, the line, I mean, can get a little rowdy, but they were coming through with gummies and giving them to the kids and just trying to ease the line a little bit, because it could definitely get a little frustrating. And especially if they don't know how long it's going to be out of commission. But they were doing their best to keep us updated. And it only took, 15, 20 minutes at most. And then they had it back up and running. And we checked out that ride. It was a fun ride. It was cool. I'm not really a big Transformers guy. Probably maybe seen the first one maybe, and that's it. But man, just great. Even the line. The line had cool stuff in it. And the graphics were awesome once you got on the ride. But again, not really my cup of tea, but it was a fun ride for sure. And then from then, we were just kind of walking around. Me and my brother decided to check out the Walking Dead walkthrough, and that was pretty cool. My only suggestion with that is not let so many people in at once. Maybe let a few people in, one group in at a time, because when we were walking through, me and my brother, we saw everybody else get jump scared, so we saw what was coming, so it didn't really scare us or anything like that, because we just saw the people 5 feet ahead of us get jump scared. So it was like, oh, okay, something's coming right here, but it was cool. So my only suggestion would be just letting in a few people at a time, but I know that would kind of cause some backup with the line and all that, but it was cool. It was really good effects, and it could be really, really fun, and it could be scary for sure if they just let only a few people in at a time. So that's my opinion with that, but it was cool. It was really cool for sure. And then after that, it was pretty much getting close to us just leaving. So we were just walking around, checking out some of the shops, being real tourist-like, and got my dad a little souvenir mug, a Harry Potter mug, and got my brother's girlfriend a little pin thing, a Harry Potter pin that she wanted. My brother didn't want anything. I was trying to, get him something because I wasn't able to afford anything for Christmas. So this was my treat to try and, make up for that. But hey, he didn't want anything, but I was able to buy my dad and my dad and then my brother's girlfriend something. So, I tried. I did what I could. But it was fun. So yeah, we were just walking around the shops, doing that, just being, like I said, just being tourists and just checking out the park. And on our way out, well, first off, on our way into the park, we noticed that they had Voodoo Donuts. I have never had Voodoo Donuts before, so I was like, we definitely have to get some of that. So when we were walking on our way out, the line was actually, it had maybe 10 people in it. And so we were like, all right, let's get it. And then we ended up getting a dozen of the vegan donuts. And we didn't eat them there because we were going to dinner. So we took our boxes, went to Carl Strauss. That's where we went for dinner. It was right there as well. And, I had a Beyond Burger. My brother's girlfriend had a Beyond Burger. My brother had a salad and some, the hummus tray, plate, whatever. And it was a good dinner. My mom had her meal. And, yeah, it was cool. It was a fun time. while we were at Carl Strauss, the Titans and Ravens game was on, so I was able to keep my eye on that a little bit, and it was winding down to the very end, and saw that the Titans ended up taking the Ravens 28-12. I don't think many people were expecting that, but especially with the Ravens having that rest. So, man, the Titans, that Henry guy, man, he's a beast. So I'd be on the lookout for the Titans, man. They could be the ones that do it this year. They really can. The game I wasn't really able to keep my eye on was the 49ers and the Vikings. And Vikings ended up losing. 49ers won 27-10. Like I said, I wasn't able to watch much of that game at all. Just was kind of keeping my eye on the score a little bit throughout the day. But, yeah. So, Niners win. And, yeah, so we got home. We left the park, got home. I got back to my house probably around 9:30-ish. And then the next day, was just watching some football. My brother came by, watching the Texans and Chiefs, and man, that was a crazy game. That was a really crazy game right there. Texans went up like 21-0 right out the gate within the first like 5-6 minutes of the first quarter. It's like, wow, this is something else. Thought the Texans were just gonna be steamrolling it, but next thing you know, the end of the first half, Chiefs went on a 24-0 run there. So, yeah, first half 24-21, and felt like a fresh start to a game. Felt like a new game, brand new game, and it really wasn't. The Chiefs ended up just continuing the dominance from there. And they ended up taking it 51-31. A really, really high scoring game. I've never seen that high scoring of a game, especially in like the playoffs. I'm sure there has been, but I am unaware of it. So, yeah. So shout out to the Chiefs. They got it done. They got it done. And the last game of the weekend, I was watching a little bit of it, but wasn't able to watch it to the end. The Seahawks and the Packers. Looks like it was a close game based on the score. Packers ended up taking it 28-23. So it so what is it? It's going to be Packers and Niners and Titans and Chiefs. And in my opinion, it was funny because I mentioned this to my brother, and then I saw a tweet from Melvin Gordon from the Chargers. They're like, man, these State Farm commercials are really making me think it's going to be Packers and Chiefs. And I said that to my brother. I was like, man, this feels like it's a little bit rigged if this is how it goes. So, I don't know. Who knows? But yeah. We'll see what happens with that. But that was my opinion. And it was funny seeing that somebody else said the same exact thing the next day. I said it on Saturday, and then I believe Melvin Gordon tweeted something out on Sunday, and I saw it. I was like, it could have been Monday, actually. I think he might have posted it Monday, maybe Sunday late evening. I probably saw it Monday, and I was like, man, this is crazy. Crazy. I had the same thoughts, so pretty funny. So that was that was this past weekend, I should say. And what do we have going on this weekend? We have the return of Conor McGregor and the Cowboy Cerrone fight, man. That's gonna be a great fight. I don't know much else about the card, but I do know that I'm gonna be watching that fight. I'm gonna be watching that card for sure, but I'm just not aware of who else is fighting. I haven't been paying too much attention to it. I've been going through my own thing, you know what I mean? So it's been hard to really pay attention to everything. But I am aware that McGregor's coming back, and watching his couple of interviews that he's been doing leading up to it, he seems like he's in a different headspace. He seems like he's re-energized, refocused, and it's interesting because I was never that big of a fan of him. I thought he was really cocky and arrogant, and you kind of need that. And with some people you like it, and then some people it kind of rubs you the wrong way. And he kind of always rubbed me the wrong way, even though he was really, really talented, and he did what he said he was gonna do, and he just did it. But he hasn't won a fight in the last 3 years, and Cowboy is coming off of 2 straight losses. So this should really be an interesting fight. It really should be. I'm not gonna make a prediction. I that's really hard to do with fights, but I'm just wanting a really good fight. I don't want it to be over like that in the first round. I'm expecting it to go late 2, maybe 3. Hey, if we can get the full 5, that'd be awesome. If they go to war for the full 5, that would be perfect. But you never know what can happen with the fight. You never know. But it'd probably do a disservice if it went to the judges, because then you never know what could happen. But I'm excited. I'm excited for this upcoming fight. So Saturday, I'll definitely be watching that and keeping my eye on that. And I believe there's going to be some other football games going on, so I'll be checking that out. But other than that, yeah, nothing else is going on. I just have to really start focusing on getting a job, gaining some income. So that's kind of the plan. And I got to get better because, man, I'm sniffling like crazy. My nose is running, and I don't want to keep sniffling on this podcast like I just did. So I'm going to end it here. It's already, 27, close to 30 minutes. So this flew by. Hope you enjoyed the Universal Studios recap. And yeah, I appreciate you guys stopping by, tuning in, checking it out. Make sure to like, share, subscribe. We need those subscribers up. So let's keep it going. Let's keep it growing. And appreciate you guys. And until next time, peace.